it's Allie, and today I am actually going to be doing an April TBR. I know you're just like, is that actually you? You haven't done a video in forever. I have actually been taking a break from YouTube because of school, so I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things, hopefully by this summer, but let's go ahead and jump right in. First book I'm going to be reading is The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding by Alexandra Bracken. This is the first book in the Prosper Redding series, and I actually have started this. All these books on my TBR are actually books I've started and never finished because I have a horrible habit of like never finishing books now. So I'm just trying to finish all these before I jump into a new one. So this is actually a story that follows Prosper Redding, who discovers that his great whatever uncle, grandfather, something like that, made a deal with a demon, broke it, and now there is a demon living inside of Prosper. Despite that sort of like dark little tale, Alistair the demon is actually hilarious and he is my favorite. So I am so excited to actually finish this book because I just stopped reading it randomly. I don't even know why. I was really loving it, so I am just going to hopefully finish this month. The next book on my TBR is I Hate Everyone But You by Gabby Dunn and Allison Raskin. This is a book I recently started and I actually am audiobooking it. This is told through like emails and like IMs and like texts and stuff like that. And I just feel like it just is a lot better and more like cohesive for me to be able to follow it via audiobook. And it is narrated by both Allison Raskin and Gabby Dunn. It follows two best friends who have been friends since forever, and they actually are going to two separate colleges across two different parts of the United States. One is going to Emerson College in Boston, and the other is going to a film school in Southern California, and they are just trying to navigate college life while still trying to maintain their friendship. There's a lot of topics discussed like sexuality, depression, mental health in general, so I think it's a really great book so far, and I am super interested to see where it goes because there is a bisexual character in here, and I think it was actually discussed like bisexuality and biracial really well, so I am super excited to finish this. I am like over halfway through it, so I'm hoping to finish it very soon. The next book I want to finish is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the first book in the Jack the Ripper series, and I am really enjoying it so far. I stopped it because I think I was really overwhelmed with like every other book that I'm reading for my classes, and this one is just like really good from what I read. I really liked it, and not that I'm a fan of the fact that there's clearly going to be a love interest. I could do without it, but the main character is really badass and I think it's like really cool. This is a book that is just following a girl in the 1800s who is trying to study behind her dad's back, by the way, with her uncle to be a forensic scientist, or their early version of a forensic scientist, which is very frowned upon in this time, not just for women, but also in general. They're like, oh, that's so horrible, but they are trying to figure out what is happening, who Jack the Ripper is. She's really investigating Jack the Ripper and trying to figure out who the killer is and how to stop him. It is very good from what I've read so far, and I am super excited to continue to read the rest of it and hopefully finish it soon. The next book I plan on finishing is My Plain Jane by the Lady Janies, otherwise known as Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is the second book in the My Lady Janies series. The first one being My Lady Jane, which was loosely inspired / based on a historical figure known as the 8-Day Queen, or like Jane the Queen. I don't know, it was something from England times, but that one was hilarious. I really loved it, so I am so excited to actually finish this one. This is actually just like a very loose retelling of Jane Eyre, but there are also like some occult elements thrown in, which is super exciting. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how this story ends up coming around. And something I also love is that they're actually including the author of Jane Eyre as a character in here, which is Charlotte Bronte. So I think that all those elements are going to make this super interesting, and I'm sure I'm gonna love it just as much as I love the first one. And the final book I plan on finishing in the month of April is The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay by Michael Chabon. This is a book I'm reading for my popular culture course here at university. This is a historical fiction novel that actually is inspired a lot by like comic books, and it's specifically set in the period of World War II, before the United States got involved in that war. And I think that's really interesting because normally you don't get that kind of perspective. It follows two main characters, Sammy and Joe. Joe is actually someone who got to the United States and his family is still being sort of like held prisoner by Hitler because they're Jews, and he's trying to get his family over to the United States. And in the midst of all this, he is creating comic books based off of Superman with his cousin Sammy, and it's kind of their adventures with that, trying to navigate what's going on with the war, and how much Joe hates Hitler is like a huge part of this, and trying to get his family over here. So it's kind of a compilation of all those elements. I think it is really, really good, and I am slowly making my way through it. I don't like to rush books, especially for class, so that's why I'm 150 pages behind. Hopefully this will end up getting finished. And there you have it. Those were all the books that I plan on reading in the month of April. What books do you plan on reading? Comment down below, I would love to know. And that is going to be it for this video today. So thank you all so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.